And if I was Cardi, I'd be mad too.
The Super Bowl was officially on Sunday night, and it was the Seahawks and the Patriots, and the Patriots got that ass whooped. But before the Super Bowl, there was an interview that Cardi B did, and it told a very interesting story.
Inspired message for Stefon for the game. One inspired message.
Good luck.
And it was different. It was weird, especially for a lady who's been supporting this man. We already know the quote-unquote infidelity that happened with Stefon Diggs and his sexual allegation charges, not only against women, but against men also. And then we started to figure out what really happened.
And if I was Cardi, I'd be mad too. So yesterday, Cardi B unfollowed Stefon Diggs. He unfollowed her. And they got a lot going on right now. Now, Cardi left during halftime because of this woman right here. Now, if you don't know who this is, she's been on the blogs plenty of times because this is one of Offset's mistresses. That's who that is. And she's also King Von, I Am Kayla B, best friend. Now, look, it's like she know what she's doing. This is the stuff she was posting on her story. And if I'd be mad because it's just like, where's the loyalty? You front row, you next to his mama. He hugged you, he shook your hand before he shook his mama hand. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be pissed.
Stefon Diggs pulls up with his side chick at Super Bowl. She's allegedly, by the mom, and they unfollow each other. Cardi B leaves the Super Bowl at halftime. This is in San Francisco, or in around that area. And so now she's officially back on the streets. And what really got me was like this whole theory. So this theory that because Stefon Diggs played in Cardi B's face, they lost because it's a spiritual situation.
If you ain't going, I'm gonna keep your ass over there. The moment Cardi said good luck to that reporter when she said, do you have anything to say to Stefon Diggs before the game? Those of us that know. The moment she said that, I knew that these about to lose. And not only did they lose, they got their whooped.
And I thought that was very, very interesting, right? I saw so many women commenting that when Cardi left, her favor left with her. That's Latosi's girl. And then this one here, he lost, didn't he? So because, Stefon Diggs did Cardi B wrong, he lost. And that's interesting because whenever something happens to a man or a man faces misfortune after he breaks up with a woman, it's always because, he did her wrong and all of that, and that's karma. When the reality is that Cardi B did the same stupid thing with Offset. When she got with Offset and Offset wasn't faithful, then got with, Stefon Diggs, who in my honest opinion, when it comes to infidelity, may have been even worse. And so if Stefon Diggs lost favor with Cardi B, then how did Cardi B find him in the first place? It appears to me that Cardi B is the one that lost the favor because if she had good taste in men, she would not even be with Stefon Diggs nor Offset in the first place. Then Akademiks weighed in on it.
If Cardi B broke up with Stefon Diggs for this, I am disappointed at Cardi B, honestly, really. And I'm being realistic with this. The reality is this. Yo, Cardi, and if it's not true, forgive me because I'm just speaking on what we're all seeing online. Cardi, there's no way you could stay with who had 5 kids on you in a single year, and because he invites a side chick to the game, that's the final straw. Come on, bro. At least give them a year of. You just had a kid with him. Just had a kid with him, despite all of that. At least give them a grace period of a year cheating. Let him cheat for a year. Let him wild out for a year. You let Offset wild out for a good couple of years. You gotta let him wild out for a year or two. Come on, you can't forgive 5 kids and then the next invite a side to the Super Bowl and it's a wrap. It shouldn't make sense. No, you should have cut the shit off when he had the first baby on the side. Come on.
Now, Akademiks brings up a very interesting point. Like, are you breaking up with Stefon Diggs because, Stefon Diggs had all these kids on you and he's bringing the side chicks to the game and now you feel disrespected? And this is why you're doing it. Why didn't you do it earlier? And I kind of want to break into why she didn't do it earlier. Number one, guys, a lot of ladies out here, especially the ones who are, influencing the world or other women. And we see it with Nicki Minaj. We're seeing it with Cardi B. These women are no longer 25. We saw the same thing with Amber Rose. No longer 25. What happens is when you're no longer that age, you have to make pivots. And if you are a person that doesn't have any real value to the opposite sex, outside of the fact that you got clout, you look good, but you really can't give anything to that man, whether women want to talk about it or not, they have to do a lot of settling. And this is unfortunately the downfall of many women who want to be influencers. You're seeing it with Kayla Nicole right now. You're seeing it with the IG models. They just don't have anywhere to go. So secretly, they gotta take these bad deals. If you want to deal with Stefon Diggs, you're gonna have to be a side chick. Stefon Diggs can't be faithful to you because number one, he's not gonna do it. And number two, you have accepted Offset. Number three, you already had 3 kids, okay, when you met him. Now, you can be somewhere up there as the main chick if you want, but you're not gonna be the main chick because you're not main chick material. And the reason why you're not main chick material has everything to do with you and not necessarily him. You see, the same qualities that you exuded with Offset are the same insecurities. It's not like other guys don't see it. And a woman can tell herself that she is valuable as she wants to be. She deserves better. She can do this. But if that woman never looks deep inside of herself or takes some level of introspection as to what somebody else wants in the market, or for her to get the kind of man that she wants to be with, she's going to face the same problem over and over again with a different guy, and she's going to get the same results. She went with Stefon Diggs because she thinks he's attractive. He has a lot of money. He's in the NFL. He's popping. But again, you don't have any leverage with Stefon Diggs. There's nothing about Stefon Diggs that he needs Cardi B. He don't need her. He don't really need the clout. He's in the NFL. He's still playing pretty good. I mean, he was a leading receiver on the team to get the Super Bowl, so he doesn't need her there. What does he need her for? He doesn't need her for anything. The person that needed her was Offset. So you gave this guy a baby. You are not married. So your leverage with him is less. And the real reason why she's breaking up with Stefon Diggs most likely is not because he's cheating. It's just because the disrespect is just too much. And now everybody sees that her value is not there and she don't have any real self-worth anymore. And it's okay if that is not so publicized. Like, let's say, for example, if he was cheating, he wouldn't have any kids, and it wasn't out there. She might be okay with it. But to do it out in the open Super Bowl, it shows everybody that Cardi B is not in the market for a dude that's a high-value guy or a rich guy, and nobody has any incentive to be faithful to her. The only person that would do that is Offset. Then again, if she starts to crash out like she always does, talking about him bad on X, all that's going to do is just make people remember how she carried out with Offset in the past, and anybody who might want to deal with her in the future would look at her and be like, nah, she's not worth it. Cardi B is irrelevant when it comes to these guys. To her fans, that's great. Look, Cardi B is this, Cardi B is that. Same thing with Nicki Minaj. But to other guys, you're irrelevant. That's why Nicki Minaj with Kenneth Petty, nobody will touch her. Not I would say not anybody like her on her level can't touch her, right? I mean, you've already been with Kenneth Petty for so long. Nobody really would want you. So now you have to switch it up. Now you're going to the Republican route, the conservative route, trying to rebrand yourself. And Cardi B will do something similar like that. She no longer can BBL it up like she would like to, and nobody is really interested in her. It's a new day. It's time for the new chicks to come into the game. And, you got 4 kids now. Go sit down. I mean, you still look all right. You got some money and everything like that. But no man is going to put up with you. And now we're getting into the post-wall situation. And it's not because Cardi B is unattractive. Cardi B just simply cannot get the same kind of man that she could get before. It's just like any other NFL athlete. For example, let's say Trent Williams. Trent Williams is one of the best left tackles in football, plays for the 49ers. He's still playing at an elite level as a player, just not as elite as he did like 4 or 5 years ago. Christian McCaffrey is a good running back. Is he as good as he was 3 years ago? No. I mean, he still probably made the Pro Bowl. I think he did make the Pro Bowl, but he's just not as good as he used to be, even though he's still playing at a high level. He was an NFL Offensive Player of the Year in 2023, Comeback Player of the Year this year, okay? He's not as good as he once was, all right? He's just not. He's not who he used to be. And once you know that a person is not who they used to be, then it's okay. That doesn't mean it's all bad. You just can't really, for the most part, come back from that. And so this is the issue with Cardi B. You're watching the decline, and her self-esteem is hurt. She has to accept this stuff from anybody who's rich. The only way that Cardi B can get a guy to be faithful, she needs to do the Lizzo route. Go and deal with a dude that you can pay for everything. A guy you can pay for everything. That'd be optional. A guy that can pay for everything, and then you'll be fine, right? You'll be fine. You can pay for everything. You can control the relationship. But a guy that has his own autonomy don't need you. If you leave tomorrow, that's sad. You gave him a baby. You got all kinds of babies. He can get rid of you like that. And now you have the 4 kids, and you have your audience. You can talk about it on X or Twitter, and that's also cool. But you're just going to continue to lose leverage. And again, this is a hard pill to swallow for women who the only thing that your importance is clout, how big your booty is, BBLing it up. You offer not a whole lot to the opposite sex as far as what the man wants. It's not that the person can't do that, but you're completely not concerned with it. You're not concerned what the man wants, the kind of man you want. You're not concerned of how to be competitive in the market long term. You're looking for clout. You're looking for short-term relationships, and then you get short-term results. What Cardi B was looking for was a short-term rebound. That's what she got. And then when she can't get whatever from these guys, men ain't ish. Men ain't this, men ain't that. And then you women out here say that she deserves so much more. She doesn't. Okay, and that's why so many women are chronically single, and you're going to see it on Valentine's Day. Most of these women on Valentine's Day, unfortunately, in America, or most places, I would say a lot of places in the world, it's not that they're not beautiful. It's not that they don't have good personalities. But many men don't want to necessarily deal with those women because those women are not concerned about what these men want, right? And if you're a woman and you're not concerned about what the opposite sex wants, you ultimately end up with the same decision-making and framework as Cardi B, which leads you down a horrific path to what you're seeing now, which is ultimately a disaster, ultimately a bad breakup. You look fundamentally, in her case, for some, stupid, and then this